What up, my brother? What it do?
I can't call it, cousin. How you been?
Everything's lovely. What's up, Carolina Dirt? How you doing?
What you got going on?
It's a beautiful day in the neighborhood as always. I got Jay Walking, Carolina Dirt again from the Bottom of the Bottle podcast. I am Pastor Palmer, hashtag the Weatherman from Let's Talk Under the Tree podcast. We have a nice discussion today, living from check to check. What y'all think about that?
Hey, shit, it's always good.
Uh-oh, he's laughing.
Oh, nah. Hey, I know how them times is. That's all I can say. I know how them times is.
It is what it is. Sound like you have some personal experience, but it's all good. You know, everybody go through their things. You know what I'm saying?
Indeed.
Before we get started, what you got to say to the people, Jay Walking? We ain't seen you in a minute. And Carolina Dirt.
Hey, man, look, I always say love the ones who love you back, and the ones that don't love you back, tell them kiss your ass.
That's what I'm talking about. Carolina Dirt, what you got to say to the people, man?
As I said a couple weeks ago, man, start wishing that blessing highly favored on other folk, man. Do some good, you know.
I see you started your new year off right. You look like you shaved your bald head pretty clean, brother.
Nah, this was yesterday, man. I probably done missed the spot. So I did it shit rushing. Probably got a piece of hair in the back anyway, but you know, got to stay clean a little bit.
So we're gonna take a pause for the calls. 33 seconds. We'll be right back. Welcome to Let's Talk Under the Tree. I'm the weatherman, Jay Walking from the Bottom of the Bottle. Tuning in Carolina Dirt. One time for your mind, two times for your soul. See you in 30. That's right. See you in 33 seconds.
Kingpin Music.
Okay, we're back. We're going to have a little discussion about living from check to check. Jay Walking, have you ever experienced that before? It's no right or wrong to it. Everybody has different life experiences.
I think most people that look like us, you know, maybe 1% of the 1% of black folks that's doing well, they don't have that to worry about. They come from, you know, ages and ages and decades, maybe of financial literacy and financial wealth. But most people live check to check. That was all through my 20s and my early 30s.
Do you think it's something that can be broken, though?
It can be broken through the things that we try to preach now, which is financial literacy and generational wealth. I mean, I think more people now are understanding that with the price of a coffee, you know, per day, you can bury your family and it don't have to kill your family. We don't have to do a GoFundMe or a fish fry to bury our loved ones if we just do a life insurance policy.
Right. Carolina Dirt, have you ever experienced living check to check?
Hell yeah, shit. Man, you know, everybody's one bill or one disaster away from living check to check. If you think about it, especially now with the way the economy is going, gas prices, they talking about gas prices. You know, some people could spend $89 a month. Now that shit $250, $300 a month. Some people had to trade their vehicle in to help them not live check to check. So I know I've done it. I got many stores living check to check, and there's many people out there. Like my brother said, you got some people that make $100,000 a year that probably still live check to check. So it is what it is.
It's an old saying that I know somebody that make $100,000 and say until you make $100,000, then you'll realize that ain't no money.
Everything that come along with that $100,000.
Yeah, that's
you don't want to live it. You don't want to live in them fucked up neighborhoods that you did when you was making 30,000. So shit, that's a good chunk of money. Yeah. You want to show that you're making 100,000, so you might go get, you know, your vehicle might be 2 years old, and even a kid now costs your ass 25,000.
Hello, Mr. William Prude. We see you on here. But that's true. Do you think some of that check to check comes from frivolous spending?
Hell yeah.
Oh,
I know mine did. I know mine did. Like,
Before you answer that, what was some of your purchases or what was your thinking, Carolina Dirt, at that time? What was you buying?
shit,
$2 Tuesdays.
About to say some Scribblers Club, going out to eat, just stuff that had no value. Like I said, going out to eat, clubbing, hanging with other folk that their mind frame ain't to elevate. I see them with less problems. They spending money, so I feel like I can do the same thing, and I just got more responsibility than they do. So in the end, I'm losing. So it come out to a lot of stuff like that.
Was Mr. Gucci your best friend?
Hell no, I ain't never had Gucci. Now, Mr. White T at the A-Rab was my friend growing up. But
whoever Mr. Dickey is, Mr.
Yeah,
Dickey suit.
Mr. Dickey's, on our platform, we talk about liquids and strip club a lot, stuff like that, going out to eat, mismanaging, stuff like that. Accumulating on credit cards, student loans, like all that shit. Student loans really hit me. I ain't gonna lie, man. Student loans garnished my wages for about 4-5 years.
Wow. Jay Walker, you look like you might have had an episode check to check, living from check to check with them scratch offs.
No, that's the one thing.
That was
you know
me.
what?
No, that was me. That was me.
I was about to say, out of all the bad habits, cousin, I had a bunch of them. Lottery wasn't one of them. I keep saying I'm gonna win it, but I won't play that motherfucker.
That was mine. I ain't gonna lie. I spent a lot of money on scratch offs and Powerball and shit like that.
And that ain't even really a bad habit. You know what I'm saying? If you are gambling within your means. Now, I be in the hood. I'm in the corner store. I'm behind that motherfucker with pajamas on, spending $50 on lottery tickets.
What?
You know what I'm saying? But, that's just not my particular story.
Some people, I've interviewed a few folks before this interview, had some conversations. The ones who don't do check to check, they said they're very disciplined.
You got to be.
Right.
You got to be. And that's my problem. Like, half of me is you only live once. Half of me is you can't take it with you. You know what I'm saying? And then the other half is, shit, what if I live till I'm 70? What if I live till I'm 80? You know what I'm saying? Lord willing.
You only live once and you only die once.
And you only die once. That's it.
Carolina Dirt, do you think you was kind of, I would use a definition where you're saying you were good timing. It's a term called good timing, having a good time.
I was having a good time, not an extraordinary time. Like I wasn't making that much money, but in a sense, like I could have made better decisions. Like, granted, I did have like 401k and money saved up like that, but as far as cash in my pocket, nah, I wasn't that good. Like I said, student loans hit me up, car payment hit me up, just not adding up. And then at the time I was working at warehouse, so I was getting paid every week. So my thing was, shit, I just got to make it to Thursday. So yeah, it took me a while to get disciplined with that.
Y'all think the weed man gets some of that check to check?
Oh, not mine.
But I'm kind of in a position now where I don't smoke frivolously. I don't smoke with all my homeboys no more. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not spending nearly what I probably used to spend, partaking in the flowers and such.
So are you admitting a whole check could go to the, that all natural herbs?
For somebody, not for me. I mean, you sound like Vlad right now, cuz. But nah, there have been times where you definitely do shit that you're not supposed to do, cuz. You're looking at your shoes, leaning over. It's still not the time to buy no shoes, but you buy them motherfuckers anyway. You gonna get through. You know what I'm saying? That's the mentality, and that's a good mentality and a bad mentality. You know what I'm saying? The same way that a motherfucker just finally spent all his money and be broke for 3 or 4 days, you can use that same mentality to save money, is what I'm learning as I get older.
How about floating checks? Y'all float checks?
No,
nobody float checks no more. Who is going to take a check? When the last time you wrote a check?
Long time.
You got scam on your face if you go to the register. If you're not 92 years old in a wheelie with an oxygen mask on, you a scammer with a check.
Yeah.
Hey, I heard about that thing that's going on at Walmart at the self-checkout. They let you steal, but some kind of way, you know, when you get to the house, they wait about a week. You got a warrant at the self-checkout.
We are living in 2023. There are no crimes that you could just commit. And like you've been on the camera, you was in the store for 45 minutes. You got a camera at the self-checkout. You got a camera in the parking lot. You know what I'm saying? They ain't got to do no whole lot to track you down. Now, what I'm seeing is there's still too many top flight securities that's chasing these people down and trying to tackle them.
Yeah,
and for you to try to give your life for the sake of goddamn the Walmart family, you the dumbest motherfucker alive to me.
Do y'all think some folks do that check-to-check thing trying to keep up with what they call the Joneses?
Most of the time.
Yeah, most of the time. Like I said, I've been in that situation. I got several homeboys that make way more than I do, but at the time, they still made more than me. But that was, if you do the date back, we were making what, $15 an hour. But yeah, trying to keep up with other people that got less responsibility, that's hard to do. Trying to keep up with people that got more income coming in, that's hard to do. Trying to keep up with people that got a good financial mind, man, that shit hard. I got a partner, he had been working since we were like 13, so he bought a $200,000 house in early 2000s. Shit, upgraded 2010 to another probably $250,000. Like stuff like that. It's hard to keep up with people. And some people try to do that.
Jay Walker, we always had that term, we call people the Joneses. What are the Joneses? We know what it is, but your definition, what is the Joneses?
We shouldn't be giving a fuck about the Joneses, Cup. If the Joneses don't invite you in their house, because everything is sweet on the outside. Yeah, you got the top of the line automobile. Yes, your house from the outside look like it's the shit. But if I go in there, can I get anything other than a cup of goddamn sink water? You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Are you sleeping? Do you have a headboard on your bed? Is your couch, is your living room, is that shit matching? You know what I'm saying? People do a lot to appear like they have it.
Let me ask you a question, Jay Walker. Since you're older now, let's go back to when you were younger. Did you just blow a check just for the hell of it and say you'll worry about next week's check?
Hell yeah. Hell yeah. I mean, you don't know no other things, man. Like when you young, the idea of working is something that you've been dealing with and hearing about your whole life. If you grew up in my house, you gonna work, you know what I'm saying? Or you ain't gonna eat. So you work, you don't make no fucking money because you don't know nothing. And you spend anywhere from 30 to 40 hours. If you got a job to pay overtime, maybe you get 50 or 60 hours. But all you doing is working. You pay your bills and you walk away with a whole $200 after you do all that shit. Eventually, it's going to be a weekend where you going to blow $500. You going to stop, you know what I'm saying? You going to stop giving a fuck about the right thing because you feel like you've been sacrificing the whole fucking time anyway.
Carolina Dirt, you got it in your eyes. I know you didn't blow the check at the casino. Come on.
No, in the strip club. I done blew check.
Wait.
Never casino. Yeah. I ain't never been one of them type games. Casino.
Strip club.
I said strip club or even like my brother said, lottery. You can spend a quick, easy $100 a week, $200 a week on scratch offs and not even realize that you in the hole because you went in $10 here, $50 here. But then in the end, shit, you down $150 in a week. I mean that's real easy to do. But I think everybody's blowing a check. Like my brother said, sometimes you feel like you deserve to splurge on yourself or splurge on family members, and you be like, man, I'll worry about that shit later. I'll worry about that shit on the next check, or I'll worry about that shit on my tax refund. I mean, you got to live. You got to live. Some people wait till they 65 to live, but you don't even know if you're gonna make it that long. Especially now, these days, you don't know if you're gonna make it that long. Like my man Johnny say, like he teaches kids how to do it. We spoke on this show many times. We wish our parents would have taught us how to save back in the day. They just taught us how to, like my brother said, keep a job. You better keep a job. They didn't really teach us how to, 401ks and save them like that.
What's the most you ever blowed at a strip club blowing the check?
Don't tell. Don't tell. Don't tell.
I tell you like this. The next day, I called my brother and said, bro, you took some money out of my account.
What the hell?
Yeah, I called her the next day. I said, bro, you took some money out of my account.
How I got your car? How I got your wallet?
I'm gonna get more specific. I'm gonna press you. So you didn't blow 300-400 at one time.
I probably have. Yeah, I probably have. But like I said, I got partners that blew way more than that, But that's like I said, that's one of the things where you working. If that's what they want to spend their money, like my dad said, man, everybody got something that they want to spend money on. Some people spend money on cars. Some people spend money on, like Smalls does music. I'm just throwing that out there because we're talking about it. Some people spend money on clothes. Like everybody got their little thing that they spend money on. It's just, does it equate to what you're making? Sometimes it do, sometimes it don't.
Yeah, somebody spent $400 just to park in front of Magic City.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? You just don't. You're not in that bracket, so you killing yourself.
Yeah, they had some guy, I can't remember where it's at. Dude spent like $20 million to have dinner with Warren Buffett. Just to have dinner with Warren Buffett. Like
Say that again.
He spent like $20 million to have dinner with Warren Buffett.
Oh, he can keep that.
But that's what I'm saying. Like everybody is levels to it, so everybody got their thing that you never know.
Do y'all think y'all better with blowing the check now since you're older?
Yeah, I'm paying all my bills. I'm definitely blowing it.
Yeah, I'm about to say I'm still blowing the check. I wish that bitch would blow back. Shit. You got to think rent higher than it's ever been.
Yeah.
Eggs, gas, clothes, everything is as high as it has ever been right now. So even if you think you saving money, you spending more money.
You spending interest rates on everything is high as shit. Shit, like we said, we talked one time before. You go to Waffle House, they got an extra $3-4, charge just going to Waffle House. So that same All-Star play you used to pay $12 for, that be what, $17, $18 now?
And when you carry it out, they charge more.
Exactly. So you spending money. It's just you seem like you get more because your salary went up or your hourly went up, but in the end, gas high as shit, food high as shit.
Your raises will never catch up with inflation.
They're never like daycare. I think I got a homeboy paying almost $200 a week in daycare. Some people pay more than that.
For newborns, I know it's almost $200 for newborns a week.
One of the number one habits that people blow their check on is the casino.
Yeah, I know some gamblers. I never had. I'm gonna tell you what really probably turned me off to it is I used to live in Kansas City. Kansas City got the riverboats, and at the time, I think it was like 3 of them. You know what I'm saying? So you could literally gamble. Motherfuckers would leave work and go to lunch at the casino type shit.
Yeah.
But I was dating this lady. She was a traveling RN. When I tell you her checks for 24 hours was killing my checks for all week. You know what I'm saying? And it was nothing for her to go in there and play $1,500. You know what I'm saying? Like, I couldn't imagine, like, I smoke weed because I ain't never spent $1,500 on no bag of weed. You can't borrow money from me if I can control my habit and live, and you can't control your habit and live.
Yeah.
Before you get into that Carolina Dirt, I have a trivia question. What is the number one food that someone can blow their check or half a check on every week that everybody loves?
Seafood, crab legs.
Yeah, crab legs. Shit, they don't sell now. I need to go get me some.
Yeah. Trying to find a crease on the left side. Hey, y'all. Still looking for a middle linebacker.
First, go ahead, Tamara.
Play action. There's another.
and she looked like she was going back to coupon or do some other crazy shit.
Shit, they on sale now. I need to go get some.
Oh wow, you gonna blow the whole check?
Hell no. Like my dad do it. My dad do it smart. He catch on sale. He'll go buy 2 pounds now. They on sale next month. He go buy another 4 pounds. They on sale again. He buy some more and just have a big ass crab boy. He just do it, piece by piece. I mean, I don't eat crab like that. I love them, but I don't eat them that often.
Yeah, but I'm glad when you get older, you don't blow the check like you usually do. Things are expensive, like Jay Walken stated, a few minutes ago. You got to be more careful now.
Yeah.
You better.
Everything. Go ahead.
Like Derek said, I think everyone should splurge. Know your limitations. You talking real talk. I mean, that's what it is. But like I said, I got a partner. Like I said, I just ran a strip club because that was my thing. My homeboy, he was like $1,000 in an hour.
Wow.
And I left.
1,000.
He was 1,000 in an hour, and I left. Some people look at him for like, damn, man, you throwing on some people that you ain't going home with all this other stuff, but then somebody else is blowing it on something else that he don't find value. So everybody has their own value. When it comes down to it, 5, 10 years from now, 20 years from then, 10 years from then, you look back at, are you satisfied?
Right. I heard at Walmart now, when whoever writes checks, I heard they check your account now when they slide the check.
That's what I'm telling you, cuz you a scammer. just for shits and giggles, cuz if you find an old checkbook of yours, go to Best Buy and pull out that check and watch how them people look at you.
Yeah.
That is true.
Man, my daughter's selling Girl Scout cookies, man. Somebody wrote me a check, man. I looked at them crazy. They wrote me a check for some Girl Scout cookies. I'm like, what the fuck you writing a check for? But, I can still deposit cash or whatever. It's the same, but it ain't.
It's like the older generation. I understand. They like bookkeepers. They still do everything by hand. I used to work for a company, and this lady was calling in about her bill. When I tell y'all this lady bill was different by 8 fucking cents. We went back and forth about 8 cents. The 8 cents that it had gone up was taxes. I was like, well, I'll give you the 8 cents just to break it off. You know what I'm saying? She was like, nah, I just need to know where it comes from because I'm a bookkeeper. Some people are going to be meticulous like that. Those are people that are great with money. Those are people that are super disciplined. You know what I'm saying? We don't live, not we don't live, but you got to have a fair balance of discipline and you got to have a fair balance of life.
That is correct. So I'm glad you're doing the right thing and with the balance. And an old person told me, save what you can. Nobody's perfect, but one day your ass going to get old.
Right. Another thing, like they said, there's a difference between having liquid cash and having assets too. Because I know people that got, like I said, they got a lot of liquid cash, but they ain't got no 401k. They don't have a lot of other stuff that's gonna help them after 50, after 60. They're gonna have to keep working. And then you got some people that got 100,000 in the 401k, but they live in check to check.
Motherfucker eating ham sandwich.
Yeah,
no mayo. Ham, cheese, bread.
Yeah, you got some people going to Roof Chris and these chop houses, and they doing it 2-3 times a month. But then you got somebody else who's making way more than they do. They eating at Subway, they eating at McDonald's, they cooking at home. So it come down to you, man. We're not supposed to judge people, but in the end, it's their judgment call. It's their judgment call to make us judge them.
Have you ever experienced some folks who spend their money check to check, but get jealous of another individual when they do the right thing with their money?
You've been blowing your money ever since I knowed you.
Preach
you
it.
got on a pair of yellow Crocs. Nobody need a pair of yellow Crocs. And you talking about what the next person got, and that just means you a miserable motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? I have been down, ass out, ashy ankles, ashy elbows, and friends of mine have been doing well. They did all the right shit. What type of person am I to talk bad on somebody that's doing the right shit? You know what I'm saying? I don't know, man. People funny act.
Carolina Dirt, have you ever experienced that or witnessed this?
Yeah. As far as that question again, so I can word it right.
Have you ever experienced that folks who live check to check, but they blow their money, and folks who save their money living a good life, but the folks that blow their check, they get jealous of someone that's doing the right thing?
Yeah, man. I got a partner. He got, bro. He probably ain't bought no new clothes for about 15 years, but he got 2 real estate properties. He got some other stuff. He got his own business, and people ask him, "Shit, how'd he get all that?" Because he looked regular.
Okay.
He spent his stuff on other stuff, so you can't question or worry about how he get his income if he just choosing a different route than you. But yeah, I've had people have the shit must be nice or shit. How he get that? You know, I had that type of conversation with people just because they just want. I'm not about to tell that man. If he want to tell him, he can tell him. But I'm not about to tell people that. That's not my job. You worry.
That man could have bought a goddamn Denali. He could have spent $90,000 on a truck. He bought a Kia Forte.
Right.
He bought a Kia Forte.
We're not going to talk too long tonight. In closing, Jay Walken, give some substance and some advice. You don't have to rush about the check to check thing. Your views, your final closing remarks.
I would say this, man. Look, if you got a family and you live in check to check, that means that's everything that you got. And I respect that. You're a hardworking person and you're doing what you need to do for your family. If you single, depending on how old you are, fuck that money off. You know what I'm saying? It's about leveling out your responsibilities, man. This life is too short and it's too much good shit to get into for you to try to live within this square or live between these lines with your money. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So fair balance your life. Do the things that you want to do. Try to do things that you want to do. But other than that, spend your money wisely. And if you got a family, if you got kids, leave them something so they don't have to live check to check.
Meek is right on one thing, but why should folks worry about what other people are spending? That is true. People are very observing, but they don't know the person's story. Or
she got it though. Tell her let me hold $5.
She's stingy. She ain't gonna do
it. She want to count them 8 cents, my brother told Oh man.
Carolina Dirt, in closing, you don't have to rush. What advice would you give about the check to check situation? You can go both ways. Some folks who got to go check to check, and some folks who don't.
Regardless of it, you know your responsibilities. Even if you don't know your responsibilities, those are your responsibilities. So I ain't gonna worry about you, man. You know, about investing and save. I'm all ears to listen because I don't know shit. But in the end, I know my responsibilities. So I can't do the same shit I was doing. I can't do the same shit I was doing 5 years ago. I can't do the same shit I was doing last year. Like, I know my responsibilities. And every day I wake up, I got a new responsibility. And like me said, I can't worry about nobody else.
I know someone who was spending $800 a month on alcohol. True story.
If you got it to do it, if you're not taking away from your responsibilities, who am I to tell you you're wrong?
Man, I knew a dude that was 60-something years old, man. He said he bought a QP and an 8-ball every week for 30 years.
Shit.
Wow. For 30 years. That was his shit. He got off the
I'm gonna give you a rough estimate. That's probably right around $6,000 a year for 30 years. That's $180,000 now.
Yes, the man was 60s. The man was, when I left him, or when he left my job, he was 60. He had just turned 65. And he was from Connecticut. I think he was from Connecticut, but he told me for 30 years he bought an 8-ball and a QP for every week for 30 years.
That's pretty deep right there.
Yeah, man. Yeah. I mean, he got a life right now, though, but yeah.
Right. My closing remarks, don't worry about what other people have. If you got to do check to check, that's fine. Because, everyone has dealt with a different part of life sometimes and you go through things. But if you're just doing check to check, some other things, don't get jealous of the next person. You just keep doing check to check. And it is what it is. And a lot of comments, people usually say that show is nice, or it sure is nice.
Right.
Right.
Get your hand out of my pocket.
Yeah, it is what it is. I'm glad to have y'all boys. Bottom of the bottle, Jay Walker III. Carolina Dirt. Are you going to say the prayer? Which one of y'all want to say the prayer?
My brother can take it.
Okay, go ahead.
I'm going to go ahead and do this, man. Everybody, get right with God, man. Get aware, whether that's bowing your head and closing your eyes or looking up to him, man. Thank you, Father, for everything that you do in my life and in my family's lives. Even when it comes to strangers and enemies, we thank you for your grace, man. We thank you for your protection. Amen.
That was pretty good. I'm going to go to church, bro.
Hey, I just got to keep it short and sweet.
I think he's still praying over there.
Oh, no. Hey, I pray all the time, man. I pray all the time. I got to pray to get check to check.
I'm going to ask you this real quick. You still making that strong coffee at work that nobody wants?
Hell yeah, I made it today. Well, I mean, Buddy said something to me. I think he said something to me today. I said, "Shit, if you want it different, come in before me." That's it. If you want it different, come in before me.
I know he's super regular.
C Hess said you were asleep. I don't know. I think he might be right.
No, I wasn't asleep. C Hess. Motivated Minds. I wasn't asleep.
Big shout out to Motivated Minds and C Hess.
Right. But I'm good. Thanks for listening to Let's Talk Under the Tree. Jay Walken, glad to see you. Carolina Dirt is always good. Family right here. Y'all know the drill. One time for your mind.
Time for your soul.
See you wanna be Weatherman out. Jay Walken, Carolina Dirt. We'll holla.
Kingpin Music.